Government today is undergoing disruptive change. A sharp increase in demand for services by citizens, coupled with a flat to decreasing budget allowance to provide these services, are forcing government leaders to think and behave differently than they ever have. The number one priority of government leadership is to facilitate ways to allow their staff to work more efficiently. Cities and counties are increasingly turning to productivity technologies to gain the desperately needed efficiency required to serve the citizens. As citizenship grows and services are increased, or in some cases created, every department feels the pressure to deliver. Moreover, customer satisfaction is beginning to be measured with the same levels of expectations as private corporations. How does a government look across departments as diverse as courts, mental health, public works, parks and recreation, or public safety, and adopt a scalable model to serve its citizenry with a high level of customer service? It's a daunting task. Let me share a story with you that might shed some light on adopting a model that is scalable and enables staff to be highly productive. We were speaking to a fire chief about how they conducted the required 108 hours of classroom training across their 7 stations. He described the task of conducting one course while maintaining a standard area of coverage to their citizens. The chief went on to tell me that each course required it be taught 21 times over the course of 2 weeks to cover the 3 shifts, all while moving apparatus each day. A single station would travel across the city to the fire administration building, receive the training, then head back, oftentimes resulting in overtime and burning fuel at a rate of 3 miles per gallon. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. I then had a discussion with the assistant city manager about their staff training requirements. Fortunately, that only required bringing 2 facilities together, but involved a lot more staff. Then we discussed human resource communications, city leadership announcements, and council meetings' impact on leadership and staff practices. As you can imagine, it was a lengthy conversation, but it resulted in a common theme. Access to information, knowledge, and subject matter experts was extremely hard to leverage, if not impossible to do without significant costs. Those costs were absorbed in an operational budget, but that budget had just been slashed by 16%. I asked how were they going to continue to offer the same services with 16% less? His answer was a less than enthusiastic, "That's a good question." You could see frustration painted on his face. We showed him and his staff a way to leverage the power of video to enable this team to scale and extend the borders of government by capturing the fire department's training and serving it up on demand, resulting in a 65% return on investment. Then we discussed creating 2 very small studios in each of their 2 primary city facilities and installing equipment in 3 main conference rooms that enabled video to be created easily without requiring a member of the AV staff to be on premise, all while leveraging the same core infrastructure required for the fire department's training. All of a sudden, the return on investment increased, and the scale was instantly created. In a deeper dive, we discussed how a manager could create how-to videos for the citizens so they could reduce inbound calls to the call center simply by posting them to their existing website. Lastly, we talked about 2 touchscreen kiosks in the lobby to direct citizens to different departments graphically and be able to dial the receptionist for each department to check in and receive their services. Immediately, his demeanor changed, and he felt relief that there was a tool that could enable this citywide. Excited but skeptically cautious, we discussed funding. All this capability isn't inexpensive after all, but with a strong ROI and an extremely low interest financing, he recognized the ability to shift a capital project into a predictable operational expense, one that he was already funding in mileage, fuel, lost productivity, and overtime. This story is a far more effective tool for explaining how Connectview works with our government customers to leverage the power of video across their existing IP network to create scale and efficiency organization-wide with a common infrastructure. At Connectview, we believe technology should solve real business challenges, and we have to understand those challenges before we can help you solve them. Think of 3 challenges your government faces and give us a call to discuss how we can help you solve them. We look forward to working with you.